Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the second part of the first lesson, Cell, its structure and function. Dear children, in the previous video, you have observed and learned activities to observe cell of onion peels and cells in human chicks. And not only that, the activity to observe cell membrane. Now coming to the next concept, let us understand an activity about how to observe nucleus in the cheek cells. So for doing that, you need the materials like a toothpick or a spatula or an ice cream spoon, glass slide, needle, filter papers, 1% methyl alcohol, normal saline, glycerine and microscope. And looking into the procedure, first you need to wash your mouth thoroughly and take out the internal lining of your mouth using a toothpick. Already this activity you have learnt in the previous video and also in the previous class also. So taking that small inner lining of your mouth and you should place it on a watch glass which contains normal saline. After that, take that inner lining and put it on a glass slide. After putting on the glass slide, you need to add methylene blue. Methylene blue is the stain which imparts blue color to the tissues. So after that, remove the extra stain by using a filter paper and add glycerin. What is the purpose of adding glycerin, children? To make the tissue preventing from drying. After adding glycerin, you need to cover it with a cover slip and observe under the microscope. So while doing the activity, you should follow some precautions like you should not injure your cheek or you should not hardly take out the inner lining, and the tissue should be properly spread on the glass slide, and the extra stain or extra water or glycerin should be removed properly, and the cover slip should be placed in a proper manner without any air bubbles. So following these precautions, when you observe the tissue under the microscope, what type of structures you can see? So as you are looking here, you can observe a dark colored spots in the center of the human cheek cells. So after observing this type of structures, you need to draw a sketch of this what you have observed in your notebooks and need to answer some question like what is the shape of the cells and what type of structures are visible in the microscope and what is the dark colored portion which is observed in the cell and why it is very dark, because the other parts of the cell is not taking the stain and only this dark colored part is taking the more stain. So this dark colored portion, dot like structure in the cell is nucleus. So you have already learnt in your previous classes, nucleus is present in the middle of the human cheek cells. This nucleus was discovered and named by Robert Brown in the year 1831. So when Brown was working on the orchid leaves, he observed the dark colored portion in the central part of these cells and he named it as nucleus. So even though he didn't know what is its function, it was a major discovery of nucleus. So nucleus is the most important of all the cell organelles and it is the largest and most distinct part of the cell. A scientist named Schleiden, who proposed the cell theory, stated that it is called the cytoblast because during cell division, the nucleus plays a major role, so he called it as the cytoblast. And coming to the presence of nucleus, all the cells contain nucleus. All plant cells and animal cells contain nucleus, but there is some exception like the RBC cells, that is red blood cells of mammals, and phloem cells of plants do not contain nucleus. If you see the function of nucleus, the major important function of nucleus is to control all the activities which are going on in the cell. So as it controls the activities going on inside the cell, it is commonly called the control room of the cell. Nucleus is called the control room of the cell. The genetic material is present inside the nucleus. So genetic material means the hereditary material which is transferred from one generation to other generation. We commonly call it as DNA. So the DNA is present in the nucleus. So due to the presence of this DNA inside the nucleus determines the characteristics or features of an organism. And the next function is, nucleus is involved in the cell division. So cell division means one cell becoming into two, dividing into two. So in the process of cell division, first the nucleus will divide into two, then followed by the cell division. So this type of process you have already seen in binary fission of amoeba in your last class. So when you remember that binary fission of amoeba, before amoeba divides into two parts, the nucleus first divides, then the amoeba becomes one cell into two cells. So these are the major functions performed by the nucleus in the cell. Now just try to understand the structure of the nucleus. So here you can see the picture of the nucleus. So what parts you can observe here? Nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, nucleolus, nuclear pore, and chromatin. So the nucleus is surrounded or enclosed by a nuclear membrane, and this nuclear membrane separates the contents of the nucleus from the cytoplasm. And the nucleus contains a liquid portion, jelly-like portion called as nucleoplasm. And here you can see a spot-like structure called as nucleolus. This nucleolus is important in storing the proteins inside the nucleus. And chromatin means nothing but genetic material. And here you can see the nuclear pore. This nuclear pore helps in transferring of different materials from cytoplasm of the cell into the nucleus. Based on the presence or absence of an organized nucleus, the cells are categorized or divided into two types, that is prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. So as you can see here, prokaryotic cells do not contain an organized nucleus or a membrane-bound nucleus, but eukaryotic cells contain a organized or membrane-bound nucleus. The cells like bacteria, cyanobacteria, archaebacteria, they do not contain nucleus. So they all comes under the prokaryotic cells, and the cells like fungi, algae, plants, animals, all these cells contain an organized nucleus. So they all comes under the eukaryotic cells. So to better understand that, let us see the differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. The prokaryotic cells are surrounded by a rigid cell wall, and the eukaryotic animal cells are surrounded only by plasma membrane, and the prokaryotic cells do not have a distinct nucleus, but eukaryotic cells have a prominent nucleus in the center. And in prokaryotic cells, the contents of nucleus and cytoplasm are mixed and all the cell organelles are suspended inside the cell. But in the eukaryotic cell, all the cell organelles are absent inside the nucleus, but they are suspended in the cytoplasm. And in prokaryotic cells, the DNA is circular in shape, that is genetic material. And in the eukaryotic cells, the genetic material is linear and thread-like structure. So examples of prokaryotic cell, common example we can say bacteria, and all the multicellular organisms are examples of eukaryotic cells. Besides nucleus, the other most important cell organelle in the cell is cytoplasm or cytosol. So, when you are observing the human cheek cells or onion peel cells, the dark colored portion in the middle of the cell is nucleus, just now we have discussed it, and the boundaries of the cells will be either cell wall or cell membrane. Other than that, what you can observe in the microscope is a structure which can take a less stain. When you are staining the cells, it takes a less stain, and all that remaining portion is called the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is the fluid content of the cell and it is bounded by the plasma membrane. So it contains water. Major portion of the cytoplasm is water, salts and different organic compounds. And it is present in all the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. And it contains the cell organelles. The cell organelles have their specific function inside the cells. The cytoplasm helps in the movement of different materials from nucleus to the cell membrane or from the cell membrane into the nucleus, or it helps in the movement of different materials within the cell. So this is a major function of cytoplasm. Previously, when the scientists were observing different type of cells, they thought that the organic composition of the cell was inside the fluid-filled portion of the cell. So it was named as protoplasm. But later it was clear that it is only the basic medium for many particles which are suspended in the cytoplasm or protoplasm. So the major organic composition lies in the chemical organization of the cell. So that particular material which was inside and outside the nuclear membrane was differentiated after the discovery of nucleus only. So they again renamed the protoplasm as cytoplasm, and the fluid inside the nucleus was known as the nucleoplasm or nuclear fluid. Here you can see the major difference between protoplasm and cytoplasm. So if you see the definition of protoplasm, protoplasm is the ground substance of living material which includes both the cytoplasm and nucleus. But cytoplasm is the fluid which is present inside the cell only. And coming to the components, protoplasm contains both cytoplasm and nucleus, and the cytoplasm contains only the materials which are inside the cell membrane except the nucleus. So this is the difference between cytoplasm and protoplasm. This is the end of part 2, children, and in the next video you will be understanding about different cell organelles, their structure and their functions. Thank you.